Hello and welcome. Did you know that you have your own unique superpower? That's right, you do. Not quite sure what exactly your superpower is just yet? Not to worry. We will begin to uncover that in this session, where we aim to unleash your unique superpower by embracing your strengths, leading to a future full of success. It's important to know you don't have to become a different person to be successful. You don't have to be all things to all people. You can't be anything you want to be, but you can be more of who you are. You can learn how to be more of who you already are and how to be a better version of who you already are. And now imagine a world where everyone has the opportunity to do what he or she does best every day. What does that look like? Well, it looks like a world filled with happier, more fulfilled people who are accomplishing great things. According to a Gallup study, when we focus on our strengths, we are more than 3 times as likely to report having an excellent quality of life. And when we consider our work environment, we are 6 times as likely to be engaged at our jobs. And when we can use our strengths every day, we're more productive. Sounds great, right? So why aren't we all doing this already? That answer lies in part to the negativity bias we have. Let's watch this short clip to understand a little bit more about it.
We're really focused on searching out weaknesses and fixing them. And it's not only because we operate on a disease model, but humans actually have something called a negativity bias. I know, it sounds crazy. It basically means the bad things in life hold more weight for us than the good things, and we seek them out. Why? Well, evolution, really. When we were cave people, our negativity bias saved us. Take my great, well, this old dude. Oh, ah, oh, 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 ah. As we evolved, our negativity bias became almost second nature for our survival. But in modern society, this bias has other consequences. Think about our relationships. Sometimes we glaze over the good stuff, like at work.
I've got your evaluation here. Looks like you're doing a great job. You're a diligent worker. Clients love you. One thing I think you can improve upon is your punctuality, but as I said, you're doing a great job overall.
We tend to focus on the one negative aspect, overlooking all the positive things that are said. This consequence of negativity bias is especially important in our relationships with our family.
Mom, I got my report card. I got an A in math and science.
You got a C in history? Oh, your father's going to be so disappointed.
This negativity bias affects us in most domains. Scientists show us that the psychological weight of negative to positive events in our mind is 3-to-1. That means for every negative thing we notice, we need 3 positive things to counteract it. By the way, in relationships, that ratio is closer to 5-to-1.
Can you relate? How often have you, a teacher, professor, or manager at work focused more on your weaknesses than your strengths? Improve those weaknesses and become well-rounded, you might have heard. Traditional psychology also fell victim to our negativity biases and focused on what was wrong with people and how to fix them. Then came positive psychology, and one of the founding fathers, Don Clifton, had this thought. What will happen when we think about what is right with people rather than fixating on what is wrong with them? Let's check out one more animation to learn a bit more about this.
According to Einstein, you are a genius. And him, and her, and, well, all of them. Einstein said, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll go through its whole life believing that it is stupid. We're all born great at something, but as we grow up, we find out all the things we're not so good at. So we spend our life feeling bad about those things, working on our weaknesses, while we take our strengths for granted. But wait, how about him, and her, and them? They focused on the one thing they were great at. They went from ordinary to extraordinary. And you can too. Your winning formula is someone else's losing formula. You have a natural way to learn, to lead, to live, to love. a natural strategy that suits you in relationships, in your work, in social media, even in the design of your day. In fact, if you do anything that feels like hard work, you're already doing the wrong thing. When you know your genius, you can get in your flow. And when you know the genius of your friends, your workmates, your boss, children, family, you can appreciate them for what they are best at, and that brings out the best in them. As for the things you're not so great at, well, there's a genius in your network waiting to do those things for you, with half the time and double the happiness. It will help you to live the life you love, and love the life you live.
Okay, by now we may be getting the idea that we each have our own unique genius, but how do we go about finding out what exactly that is? Do you ever wonder why you make certain choices? Why you do what you do? Why you like certain things? Why you're better at some things than others? There's a reason. It's your talents. Our talents are instinctive and intuitive source of wisdom and power. When we begin to intentionally tap into this power, we gain the ability to transform our world, every moment, every interaction, and every day. Talent is a naturally recurring pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior that can be productively applied. Your talents are quick, powerful, dynamic, and transformative. When you invest time in practicing and developing your skills and building your knowledge base, you grow your natural talent into a strength. The ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. This strength has a sense of ease, excellence, enjoyment, empowerment, and amazing energy. Our ability to achieve excellence and get the most out of life is connected to the extent to which we intentionally build strengths from our talents. The idea is to invest in your growth. You will get more out of your investment if you start with what you're naturally good at, a superpower. There is power in authentically leading with who you are. We are all uniquely powerful. So how can you uncover what your natural talents are so you can invest time in them to turn them into strengths? Well, you can find many free and paid talent or strength discovery tools with a quick Google search. A great paid tool from Gallup is called Clifton Strengths. But even without those tools, you can start to uncover your talents. Here are some clues. Look for yearning. To what kind of activities are you naturally drawn? Look for rapid learning. What kinds of activities do you seem to pick up quickly? When are you in flow? And what activities did you seem to automatically know the steps to be taken? Look for glimpses of excellence. During what activities have you had moments of subconscious excellence when you thought, wow, how did I do that? Look for satisfaction. What activities give you a kick, either while doing them or immediately after finishing them, and you think, when can I do that again? Another thing you can do is reflect on your significant accomplishments and ask yourself, what contributed to these successes? Do you see any behavioral similarities that led to each of your accomplishments? Focused attention creates openings for understanding ourselves, our situation, and the way forward. The more people consciously think about their talents, the more they will notice how their talents contribute to their success. And the more we notice this connection, the more aware we will become of our potential for even more success. And as the Greek philosopher Socrates once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. You can lead examined lives by learning about, experimenting with, and using your strengths with thoughtful intention. You can choose to leverage the best of who you are to shape your daily actions and interactions and to attain your goals and desired outcomes. Of course, it is helpful to be aware of our weaknesses and to manage them, but our greatest opportunity for success lies in building on our natural talents. So we must focus on taking our talents and turning them into our strengths, to go from being something to doing something, to go from knowing our potential to putting it into action to improve our performance, and to take our innate talent and invest time in our development to turn them into strengths. Think about your personal, school, work goals. How can you lean more intentionally into your natural talents to achieve your goals? When you do and you put it into action, you will be building that muscle of your natural talents and growing them into strengths. And as we wrap up today, let's recap. As Martha Graham once said, you are unique. And if that's not fulfilled, then something has been lost. Think of yourself as this little star today. You want to grow and develop. Resist our tendency to focus on our weaknesses, changing into someone we are not, to become a well-rounded individual. Instead, focus on what you're great at and invest time and energy into growing your natural talents into strengths. It is here that you will create great successes for yourself as the bright star you are destined to become. The key to personal development is to fully understand how to apply your greatest talents and strengths in your everyday life. This is a lifelong pursuit, but stay committed to it and you will benefit by having a high quality life, a life filled with a success that feeds your soul and purpose. Here are 4 key takeaways. Know your talents by exploring the questions we discussed earlier and possibly taking on an online strengths assessment. Appreciate the value and the uniqueness of your natural talents and put them to intentional use. Remember to study your successes to help you uncover and develop your strength further. And finally, practice, practice, practice. Our natural talents and strengths are just like our muscles. We must exercise them to maintain and grow our strength. If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves, said Thomas Edison. You are capable of so much more. Astonish yourself. Embrace your strengths to unleash your unique superpower out into the world. You will accomplish great things. Thank you.